Coming up on today's show, Tesla investors express concern over Elon Musk's recent behavior. A new study warns that the majority of automakers are going to fail to meet the IEA's 1.5 degrees C scenario trendline for 2029, and the classic Mini could be coming back as an electric vehicle, thanks to some serious IP infringement in China. These stories and more coming next. Welcome back to TEN, or Transport Evolved News. Thanks for tuning in. I've been asked a lot this week how my partner Kate is doing following her ruptured appendix last week, and the answer is good. She's in good spirits, chomping at the bit to head back to work, and we're just coming to terms with how painful that hospital bill will be. Thanks again for all your kind words and well wishes. Before we get going today, don't forget to check that you've hit the subscribe button, dinged the bell, and set your alert preferences for this very channel. Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up to support the electrification of transport and get the help you need to finance your own EV or clean energy future. And if you're in the US, don't forget to put Fully Charged Live USA in your calendars. It's taking place in San Diego on September 10th and 11th this fall, so head to fullycharged.live/US to find out more, and we all hope to see you there. As a legally recognised co-founder of Tesla and company CEO, Elon Musk is so tightly woven into the company that it's often difficult to separate the two, and sometimes that linking can have consequences for both. This week, that truism was demonstrated quite clearly when Elon Musk announced on a podcast and then later on Twitter that he would be voting for the Republican Party at the next election rather than a Democratic candidate, calling the latter the, quote, party of division and hate, end quote. Predicting that he would be targeted by a dirty tricks campaign, the next day a sexual assault allegation was made public by a friend of a former flight attendant on SpaceX's private jet fleet, who claims the attendant was paid hush money after alleging Elon Musk exposed himself and propositioned her for sexual acts. That was refuted by Musk. This, combined with Elon's Twitter stream of late, has led Tesla stock to fall to under $700 per share. While it's fair to note that the entire stock market has endured a tough week, Tesla's stock price has done worse than average. We've watched with interest over the last few years as Electrify America has expanded its charging station coverage, support, and made changes to how it charges customers for the electricity they use. This week, the company announced that it had entered into a 15-year virtual power purchase agreement with TerraGen to build a photovoltaic solar farm in San Bernardino County, California, that it says will generate a peak solar output of 75 megawatts. This translates to an estimated 225,000 megawatt hours of power per year, offsetting more energy than Electrify America customers used last year. While it means the actual electricity used by customers' cars may be generated using non-renewable sources, it will be offset by an equivalent amount of renewable energy fed into the grid. The first all-electric Cadillac, the 2023 Cadillac Lyriq, has been officially priced by the luxury brand as the order books officially open for regular sales. Cadillac says there are 3 variants on offer to prospective customers. The 2023 Lyriq Rear Wheel Drive with a 312-mile, 502-kilometer EPA range, which will retail from just shy of $60,000 US. An all-wheel drive variant is also available, EPA range to be confirmed, which Cadillac will sell from just shy of $65,000 US. The Lyriq Debut Edition, a special limited edition variant, is already sold out because it was available as an online-only vehicle purchase some time back. Cadillac's ad campaigns are now ramping up, promising customers a credit of up to $1,500 towards the cost of a home charging station. As governments around the world set future bans on the sale of internal combustion engine vehicles, automakers are scrabbling to play catch-up to Tesla in the EV world. But according to a new analysis by Influence Map, the majority of the world's largest automakers are undermining the work being put in to reach a 1.5 degrees C aligned transition towards zero-emission vehicles. Simply put, most are not transitioning to electric vehicles quickly enough, with automakers remaining a major blockage of legislative attempts to end ICE vehicle sales. It's no surprise that Tesla is currently leading the industry in climate policy engagement, but the study also found that the companies most behind on EV transition, Toyota and Nissan, were causing the most roadblocks for legislators around the world. It's a depressing report, but let us know if you'd like us to do a deep dive on it. As the first Ford F-150 Lightning pickup trucks roll off the production line and into customers' hands around the US and Canada, there's a lot of excited potential owners trying to learn everything they can about their new vehicles. But this week, those eager fans got a notification from Ford in their smartphone app that explained that the F-150 Lightning will initially require physical keys to open and drive. The expectation previously was that the F-150 Lightning would launch with the same phone as a key feature found on the Ford Mustang Mach E, which, like a similar feature offered by Tesla and other automakers, allows you to unlock and drive your vehicle just by using your mobile phone. Ford says the F-150 Lightning phone as a key feature will be pushed to customers' trucks this summer as part of an upcoming Power Up over-the-air software update, but for now, you'll be carrying around your keys. As I'm sure you know, if you watch this show regularly, one of Lucid Motors' biggest backers is the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, or PIF for short. Under the terms of the investment the PIF has made in Lucid, there was an expectation that Lucid would establish a new vehicle factory in Saudi Arabia, where it would produce Lucid Airs and Lucid Gravity SUVs, as well as future models for domestic and Asian markets. A few weeks ago, we told you the deal had officially been inked, and this week it was announced that the Saudi Arabian government has greenlit up to $3.4 billion worth of financing and incentives to Lucid to make that factory a reality. The incentive packages are expected to last over the next 15 years, with the factory due to be completed by 2025. It has been a terrible year for automakers, with supply chain issues, computer chip shortages, and rising inflation, and not a single automaker out there has come through it unscathed. This week, we learned one of the ways in which the crisis has affected EV startup Rivian, when the Wall Street Journal reported that Rivian is being faced with a massive dilemma involving the Amazon Rivian Prime Delivery Vehicle, or RPV for short. The company's chosen seat supplier, the Commercial Vehicle Group, originally had a contract to supply Rivian with seats for said vehicle, but now the company is demanding Rivian pays nearly twice as much for every seat it supplies, threatening to not supply seats until an agreement is reached. This could not only put a spanner in the works for Rivian's production goals, but if it isn't resolved, it could leave Rivian on the hunt for a new seat supplier. Tesla has rolled out a new over-the-air update to its full self-driving beta software, and while we don't have any footage of the new update, what you're seeing here is the older version, Tesla's promising some big changes. According to the release notes, the FSD Beta 10.12 includes some new decision-making frameworks to help cars deal with unprotected left turns, improved creeping for visibility at junctions, increased system frame rates, and a slew of new subroutines and tweaks to ensure performance in tight spaces, improvements in detection and recall of motorcyclists, cyclists, pedestrians and parked cars, and much more. As is usually the case, Tesla will roll out this iteration of FSD Beta to its employees' private cars first, and then slowly roll it out to FSD Beta participants across the US and Canada. If you are one, we would love to know when you get your update. As part of the massive infrastructure bill passed last year by the US federal government, federally funded hydrogen hubs will be established to help produce hydrogen for a variety of different uses in the US, including powering hydrogen fuel cell big rigs, factory equipment, and more. But a new report this week from world-renowned non-profit Rocky Mountain Institute warns that without proper checks and balances, the funding could go to projects that are as carbon-intensive as coal. It states right now that the US Department of Energy's competitive process for grant money may not lay out exactly what clean hydrogen is, at least carefully enough, which opens the door for projects that, while they may claim to be clean, such as so-called blue hydrogen, have a terrible carbon footprint that may result in higher carbon emissions than burning coal for power. Given the RMI's long and distinguished history in the industry, I hope the DOE listens to its grave warnings and sets out a careful plan. Volkswagen has officially announced the pricing for its ID. Buzz electric microbus in Germany, as well as the pricing for its sibling, the ID. Buzz Cargo, as order books have opened for both. Right now, the two vehicles are only available in short wheelbase variants, but while it's great to see the pricing released, the actual starting price is going to strain quite a few bank accounts. The standard wheelbase 5-seat ID. Buzz Pro starts from €64,581, a price I should remind you includes sales tax at 19%. Meanwhile, the standard wheelbase ID. Buzz Cargo starts from €54,430, a price that I believe does not include sales tax because of the way in which commercial vehicles are priced compared to privately owned vehicles in Europe. More models will be coming though, so when we have the prices for those, we will of course share. We will dive headlong into our short shorts in just a second, but first a reminder that TE is here because of the kind donations of people like you. Every penny we earn from YouTube ad revenue, third-party production work and support from you guys on Patreon, YouTube, Ko-fi and our swag store goes to growing the channel and paying everyone else's salary. I'll admit to many sleepless nights this week trying to figure out how we're going to do all the things, and while so many of you stepped up to the plate last week to join the Patreon family, I would love to see more. Right now, less than 0.1% of viewers donate, so let's see if we can increase that a bit, especially as we do our best to not flood you with in-content adverts. On to the short shorts. The Swedish battery firm Northvolt has begun shipping batteries for electric vehicles for its first battery production facility, known as Northvolt 1 in Sweden. The facility is capable of producing up to 60 gigawatt hours per year of battery cells for the auto industry. While ordering for the 2022 Ford F150 Lightning pickup truck has already ended, Ford confirmed this week to dealers that it will begin scheduling 2023 model year production in early August. This means we'd guess that the order books of the same will open in the next few months. Chinese mobility specialist VFLY has unveiled its new electric scooter called the N100 Max. It's a boxy scooter that was designed in collaboration with Porsche Design. Some reports suggest it will have performance similar to a 125cc gasoline scooter. For more than a year, the diminutive Wuling Hongguan Mini EV has enjoyed the crown of being China's most popular electric car. However, it's experienced a drop in sales volume. In April, just under 25,000 examples were sold, down 6% on the previous year. Volvo's XC40 Recharge is proving extremely popular in Australia, where it's dramatically outselling its gasoline sibling. But this week, we learned that Volvo has cancelled 166 orders of customers' cars, with customers told they could pay extra to go all-wheel drive instead. The inaugural round of the e-scooter championship took place in London last week, with Swiss racer Matthias Nyrund taking the crown. Raced indoor on a 12-turn track, the high-speed race series pushed the extreme into electric computers. It is truly bonkers. As Rivian's share price sits lower than it has in a long while, we heard this week that the company's CEO, RJ Scaringe, executed a buy of 41,000 shares in the company, effectively buying the dip and trying to prove that he's confident things will get better from here on out. Indian automaker Mahindra is investigating the possibility of purchasing MEB components from Volkswagen for use in its brand new Born Electric platform. The two firms have set out a framework for future collaboration, but right now any supply agreements are non-binding. The state of Delaware in the US has announced that the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control is extending its clean vehicle rebate program through to the end of this year. It was due to expire at the end of June, but now it will expire at the end of December. A fault with the shift-by-wire system in the platform on which the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Kia EV6 are built could lead to vehicles rolling down a hill when parked. Both companies have issued a recall notice to rectify the issue. Owners will be notified. The wait time to get behind the wheel of a Tesla Model X has grown again. Several Model X reservation holders who placed an order for a new Model X car in 2021 have now seen their delivery estimates pushed back to sometime next year. Nissan is expected to announce a new US market battery supplier to work with on its next-generation electric vehicles. To date, Nissan has used Envision AESC, but it's expected Nissan will switch to a different supplier for new vehicles due sometime in 2025. The US National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is operating a special crash probe into a deadly crash that happened in California last week, when 3 people were killed in a Model S they were driving. NHTSA will investigate if autopilot was active or not. Genesis has officially priced the GV60 electric car for the US market. The GV60 crossover will be available in 2 different configurations, with the entry-level model starting at a price of $58,890. It will come with 3 years of complimentary 30-minute Electrify America charge sessions. Motional has begun a test program in California in which it will use autonomous Ioniq 5 EVs as delivery vehicles for Uber Eats. The program begins just 6 months after Uber Eats and Motional announced they would work together on an autonomous vehicle delivery service. Argo AI, an autonomous robotaxi startup invested in by Ford, will be ditching its human safety drivers for its robotaxi service in Miami, Florida and Austin, Texas. The service currently uses internal combustion engine Fords, but we think it's most likely to switch to EVs. Tesla's Bluetooth Low Energy system has been singled out in a report that shows how a vulnerability in the BLE protocol, I mean the whole protocol, not Tesla's implementation of it, can be used to hack a vehicle. To be clear though, this isn't a Tesla problem, but a Bluetooth Low Energy problem. The Los Angeles Fire Department has deployed the first all-electric fire truck in the US. Built by Rosenbauer, the Rosenbauer RTX includes a 360 kilowatt electric drivetrain and a 132 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Like Ford and Volvo, Renault announced this week that it intends to spin off its electric vehicles into a separate business entity. It's quickly becoming the way that automakers are trying to fund EV development, as spun-off entities can more easily behave like startups. Europe's largest battery recycling facility, a collaboration between Northvolt and Hydro, has gone online. Called HydroVolt, the battery recycling facility aims to process up to 12,000 tons of battery packs on a yearly basis, recycling up to 95% of each battery cell processed. Renault has unveiled a new concept in the form of the Renault Scénic Vision. As well as reimagining the Scénic nameplate for the modern age, as a crossover, the concept uses a battery-electric drivetrain with 40 kilowatt-hour battery pack paired with a range-extending hydrogen fuel cell system. Galp and Northvolt have selected the city of Setúbal as the location for the Aurora lithium conversion plant. It aims to produce between 28,000 and 35,000 tons of battery-grade lithium hydroxide for use in European batteries annually. Mercedes-Benz has just auctioned off one of 2 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupes at a record-breaking €135 million. In order to establish the Mercedes-Benz Fund. It will be used to fund scholarships and educational programs surrounding decarbonisation and environmental sciences. Hyundai Kia has announced it will establish its first manufacturing plant dedicated to building electric vehicles. It's all part of a plan to increase annual EV production in South Korea to 1.44 million electric vehicles by 2030. Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares has committed to introducing a new Citroën model to the Indian market as part of the company's long-term Dare Forward 2030 strategy. The electric car will be a C3-based compact EV and will be followed on the marketplace by electric MPVs. During last week's heatwave in the south and east of the US, Tesla pushed a new in-car alert to customers' cars within the Lone Star State to encourage them to avoid charging during peak hours, so that Texas's electrically isolated electrical grid doesn't fail under the strain. Kawasaki has been promising us an all-electric motorcycle for some time, 3 in fact, but according to leaks published this week, the first of those may not be a bike you'll be able to ride. Instead, it's claimed the vehicle will be an electric balance bike for children. Tesla is rolling out more than 100 supercharger stalls at a new supercharger site in the Mojave Desert. When completed, it will be one of Tesla's largest supercharger locations in the world, and it will facilitate travel between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Honda has teased the first images of its upcoming electric SUV, aka the Honda Prologue. Built on the GM Ultium platform, this crossover is expected to go on sale in 2024 and will form the foundation of Honda's new EV push into the US market. Ford has officially recalled 464 Mustang Mach E models to rectify a software glitch that could cause unintended acceleration in affected cars. But, like Tesla, Ford says this one can be fixed via an over-the-air software update. Bentley is busy working on an electric vehicle, and this week its CEO wanted us to know some of its specs. Claiming a 1400 horsepower vehicle with a 1.5-second sprint time, this will be the fastest Bentley yet. But I do shudder to think of the price. And those are your short shorts. There will be more next week. While electric vehicles are more than capable of towing, my Chevrolet Bolt EV has towed plenty in its time here, and Kate Walton-Elliott tows with her Kia e-Niro, the range of your vehicle most certainly suffers when there's something being pulled behind it. But for luxury, maybe even premium RV company Bowlus, efficiency isn't completely out of the window if you take your time in design and material selection. Its recently published drive data captured when a Tesla Model X hitched up its 27-foot terra firma RV and took it for a trip. While internal figures, these real-world tests seem to suggest the high-end travel trailer makes a smaller dent in towing range than some of its competition, with the Model X achieving 71% of its official EPA range estimate with the trailer in tow. We would love to test this ourselves, but the terra firma isn't cheap. It's $285,000 US. Ouch. And finally, the original genius that was the Morris Mini Minor, as penned by Sir Alec Izagonis, is most certainly one of the greatest motoring icons of the last 100 years. And if you're near me when I see one, I do go a little gooey-eyed. The original Mini ceased production in 2000, and since then, the much larger, less cute, modern Mini has taken its place. We call it the Mach E. And thanks to a program by BMW in Swindon, UK, you can still get your classic Mini converted to an EV thanks to a bespoke RestoMod service. But now a Chinese company appears to have taken the original Mini design, look, stock and barrel and is planning to launch what amounts to a Mini clone with an all-electric drivetrain. We don't know much more other than a report from China Car News, but given China's lackadaisical attitude to copyright infringement, this report is most certainly plausible. And no, I don't think it'll go on sale outside China. And on that note, we are done for the day. Before I go, though, a huge thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring today's show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967, and they firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean, green electric cars today. The EVA can help you find someone near to you that can help you make the switch to electric. It can help you become an EV educator, and it can point you in the direction of monthly meetups for like-minded EV fans. And if you do become a member, you'll gain access to a new clean energy and EV loan program set up between the EVA and the Colorado Clean Energy Credit Union. You can find out more by heading to electricauto.org. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell for this channel and our second channel, Transport Evolved Take 2. And if you're not already a channel member or Patreon supporter, please consider becoming one, or you can send us a tip through Ko-fi or check out our cool swag store. And if you do like what you saw today, why not consider adding a super thanks to your comment? It's a super easy thing to do, and it does all help our channel grow. We will be back next week with this roundup show, but there will also be awesome content throughout the week for you to enjoy. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and as always, keep evolving.